this is a first for me. Today we are in TS, but this is going to be something a little bit different. Just a few days ago, there was a release on Wayside Works by, I believe, Alice or Elias D, of a new coach pack. I have installed it, spent a couple days playing around with it, and I've decided to do a review of my thoughts on the coach pack itself and whether or not it seems a good idea to pick it up or not. Currently, I've got the game paused right now because, well, combination of frame rates and B, it's a little bit noisy around here. A lot of engines, a lot of stuff that's going on. But hey, what do you expect from an actual live functioning railway? So I've rostered some of my engines here, not because of, well, their normal charters, and also for a demonstration run of the rolling stock here. There is quite a few liveries to go through. I've not covered them all here. I've just covered some of them, and you will see some of those in a moment. Firstly, time to go on to the actual we've got here, and unpause. Really, Lily? You had to go and blow my ears off like that? Anyway, first we have out of the 6 and 4-wheel pack, which here are represented by the generic, which is a maroon, or a crimson, whatever you want to call it. I am actually decided to bundle both packs together because, why not? They're basically the same. So this is the all-third. I actually do like the design of these. The steps on the sides and such, very much reminiscent of the Hornby generic coaches that they produced in the 4 and 6 wheelers, as well as the Hatton Genesis. I think that's probably where some of the inspiration came from. By the looks of things, these are probably gas-fired lighting in these by the roof furniture, and overall nice appearance. Okay, finally you're departing. Next we move on to a composite with luggage compartment. Similar to the all full third, except they've chopped out the middle section and replaced it with a luggage compartment. I actually kind of like this. Then we actually have something unique. A 6-wheel compartment coach featuring a guard section. These actually do have a modelled interior and camera angles within that by pressing the 5 key. We will be checking that out later. And I actually very much like these. I love these, in fact. I love just sitting around in them and cruising up and down the line. Then we have a standard full brake, sort of, you know, your run-of-the-mill 6-wheel coaches. All well and good. Then now we have a combination carriage, 6-wheeled and third. I actually do kind of like these. They're they're unique to them. Got that aspect. Clearly to go at the end of the train, hence why they've only got steps, roof access on one end. I very much do like these. And now onto the 4-wheel stock. Typical full third. Not really much to say apart from it moves people and they're pretty cool. Thank you, 105. Full brake and luggage van, and then a 4-wheel compartment of the 6-wheel variant of a combi. Again, I love these. I love how these look. I love how these run. I do have a couple of issues with them, and I'll raise it a bit later. Now on to as you can see, I have these compared with the other pack that Alice released. Here we have the first generation ones. I have these slightly modified texture-wise for my company's livery. But fundamentally these are essentially nothing more than the Chatham Crimsons. You have the first with luggage and guard. These are relatively nice. These do go very nicely behind the Wayside Works of Raccoon Goods, and I've used them on things like quarry traffic and stuff, or works. Typical full third with guard, practically just a texture swap in my opinion. They're okay, I like them. Again, all of this is free stock, all of them available on Wayside Work. I'll provide links in descriptions. A full third, again, all well and good. A full first with luggage compartment, separate to the guards, and I tend to have these top and tailing my trains. And then a full brake. I love the fact that he's got a little stove inside. This one does have a camera angle inside, although it's a bit dark from when I just went in. Oh good, the shunts has arrived. I'll go on to that shortly. But I do like the little stove with the smoke effects coming out of it for the guards, to, you know. And I do believe these are standard oil fittings. In fact, they were, I think, Great Western oil fitting lights. Anyway, doesn't really matter. They're meant to be generic, sort of box standard, run-of-the-mill everywhere. You see them basically ubiquitous. These have a lot of liveries to them. I actually do quite like a lot of them. My personal favourite to them is the Somerset and Dorset Prussian. I do think personally we need more S&D stuff, but it is what it is. Right, on to the bogie coaches, because this pack has not only 4-wheel 6-wheelers, but also a selection of bogies. These are the generic brown. Let's just say, basically, I think they got the reference from Annie and Clarabelle from the RWS in this, as in, you know, the Railway series, the books, the better content, the books. Here you've got a full third. Looks a little bit LNWR, no, LNER, but shadowing on the third coach, and the texturing they've used on these. I like the choice. That here is a composite, basically just, in my opinion, just a re-geo and a retexture. And then a brake coach of a composite as well, with guard compartments. Nice and well done. They are actually kind of nicely textured. I do like the modelling. It's a bit jarring up close, but that's probably more of the fake, the lighting. Yeah, the roof furniture all looks decent. I very much like these. Now, here we got behind me is some of the other variants you can get and some of the other liveries. I've not got them all. There are a few more than this, and there are different variants of this. So, for example, you have here the Great Western. This is the Great Western Guard third. Did we really need these to have another great? Do we really need more Great Western coaches into this game? I know all the Western nuts are gonna go yes, but I mean, come on. But the Cambrian coach, tasty. I actually kind of like this. Cambrian livery, the decals. I like the blue shadowing, but the blue shadowing in the text. I actually very much like these. I actually probably plan to use these at some point. Here we have an interesting one. We have Elias Brown. This comes from one of my first issues. Personally, I would prefer Elias T, because brown was never a thing that they used. In fact, I don't think they've ever used it. If I'm wrong, people feel free to correct me on this, but teak, please. Also, here's one of the biggest differences, is that the LNERs show it off respectively. You can have round top and Calistry style roofing. You can customly adjust it in the context bar that's in the editor, but they do actually spawn randomly between the two, which is nice to see. Lacey, could you turn up a little bit quieter, please? Thank you. And then now here we have some composite luggage compartments in London and South Western. Chocolate and salmon. I mean, I'm not particularly a fan of this livery personally. I mean, to me it looks a bit off-putting. There's just something I can't put my finger on about it. But, I mean, hey, LSWR coaches, we don't have any. Now we do. Deal with it. And here's some that will be coming in useful at some point. NCB, National Cardboard. In fact, I've got all the different variants of National Cardboard coaches here. You have a NCB full third, which are, no, they're all corridor. No, all non-corridor. They're, all of this stock is non-corridor. There's no choice between that. You have this not full third, a 6-wheel NCB. Nice, again, full third. And then a full third brake coach. Again, non-corridor, same as all the other stock. It's fine. Thank you for bringing this up here, by the way. Anyway, now it's time to do a run. I have a train here set up. Lotus is going to be our locomotive of choice. Oh yeah, I missed, did I miss a couple? One? Yeah. I did. The, first class saloon. Think of it like the inspection saloon, or is it? There it is. Just, you don't have the observation section to it. It's, side plated. But, where are they? There they are. I do actually, again, these do have an interior. These do have an inside to them. You can get inside them. And they do appear to have what I can only assume is a toilet on board, which is probably the right assumption. Are you just in your shun? Just don't crash. So here's another compartment. Here's the compartments. Some full thirds, and the inspection saloons. With all that out of the way, welcome to Glenmore Parva, although we'll be departing shortly. Time to get on my engine. Thank you, game. Dial it to running. All of them do have a loading animation to them, as you are seeing here. The only issue is that I do have a complaint about is that they don't have passengers on board, as in passengers aren't modelled either with them on by default or wherever there's loaded or empty animation to them. I would like to see that potentially in the future. I know it sounds picky and stuff, but hey, what do you expect? I mean, and yeah, I know that it's freeware and stuff, and you've got to draw the line somewhere, but especially on the saloon coaches, where you can see quite clearly into them, especially when they're running, they just look weird with them empty. If you catch my drift. Same with the observation coach. It just looks strange with it empty. Anyway, all that said and done, we're heading up to Whitwick on the Chelmsford Forest Railway, my route, and let's have a go. Right, get ready to depart. Oh, okay, we're in one of the guard coaches. It's got 2 camera angles, one on each side. Okay. Yeah, in the seaside of the ducats by the looks of things. First saloon, once again, like I said, it has, by the looks of things, images of different engines, probably taken by the Wayside team. Looks like a Quarry Hunslet from the Chorus. Definitely one of the Chorus engines there. And is that a Man in Wardle? I can't quite make it out. Over here you have Italia and J50, J70. I think it's J70. Oh, no, J50 I know is a is GNR 060. I know someone would be slash me for that if I didn't correct myself. I think that's J70. with some of the other light railway coaches in the image, meant to, I think, represent the Wisbeach coaches. Next coach. Again, the next one consists is another saloon. 3 camera angles in each of them. Hello, game. Okay. I know that the observation coach does have a camera, but for some reason it's not letting me into it. I will edit in some footage about here, showing you the images of some of the photos that I have taken inside the observation coach. Well, in track inspection coach, whatever. Potato. Anyway, let's get going. We've delayed this for long enough. And Lotus, if you would please. I'll ride in one of the inspection saloons. My thoughts on these so far. I very much like them. They're freeware. You can't really argue about something that's for free. Do I recommend them so far? Absolutely. My thoughts on this as well as we're coming out of the station as follows. Reskinability on these. Well, I don't recommend doing it, but if you are advanced enough to have a go, I would, do so, but keep the edits to yourself. However, other thoughts on these. I think, personally, things like the G tolerance on them is too high. A coach like this would have been around in the circa 1900s, therefore would be, a bit more spindly and rickety and such. Therefore, going over junctions and corners at high speed, I would say passenger comfort would be, more significantly affected than it is. I've thrown myself around certain corners on my own routes, which I know are relatively tight and can make Mark 1 think twice. These are almost unfazed. And I don't mean by that by the aspects of they go up on 2 wheels. I mean just by the aspects of the driver comfort or the passenger comfort meter. So things like their G tolerances, I say, need to be reduced, as well as also their weight, I think, needs to be increased. Sure, an Ilfracombe goods like I've got here running on a head, they do look very nice, they look quite grand. Though this isn't really although that's less the purpose of what the Ilfracombe goods is for, and that's more for a goods work. But for, say, I've slapped these behind a 2P, even the bogey coaches. The 2P, when I mean 2P, I mean Power Class 2P. aka the Caledonian work, for example, the Caledonian Works C1s. The C1 just walks away with it. Quite literally. Sure, I'm not saying that they should be a challenge. I'm just saying the aspects of they should at least, a decent like consist should actually put a bit of load behind an engine, not, for example, like the Great Northern 1C. It just walked away as if it was light engined. I don't think that's personally good or right that it should do that or accurate. But then these are generic coaches. They are designed for locomotives of this type, or a Manning Wardle, or a Hackett, or you get the idea. They're meant for light railway uses. Here I am on what is essentially a secondary main line, using them as main coaches, which would be accurate for a time period, yes, but not seen much into the present day. Although you say that saloons and stuff are still used today on private charters. To round this off, my final thoughts and conclusions. Do I recommend these? Overall, I do. Customizability on them, though, is limited, though I do like the options you're given. Personally, I think they could have done with more liveries. Personally, I also do believe that Personally, I do believe that they could have, yeah, more liveries, more weight, less G tolerance, internal passenger modelling. The sound of them, as you can hear, I actually do quite like. We don't really have much in the choice of sound files for stock in Prez. These do sound a lot like they are using recordings of a Mark 1. Potentially a sound replacement if they ever get an update, but they do sound pretty good. I have heard worse, I have seen worse. All in all, I like these. I would like to see more of stuff like this. But I would like to see more liveries, more options, maybe even the liveries that we saw from the first pack, such as the Chattons, the Southern, such as the Chatton, the Southern, the S&D, probably getting their liveries added to this. I am actually impressed with these, and I'm happy that I have got them. Slight overrun, but hey. Anyway, thank you so much. This has been my opinions and views of the LSD's coaching pack, generic coaching pack 1 and 2. Lotus, I've held you up enough already, haven't I, today? Yep, sorry. You best get back to work now, shouldn't you? Sure. Okay, I'll let you go. See you.